Hey, it's Bill from the Bill Simmons podcast. FIFA World Cup 26 fans, listen up. Is the official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Michelob Ultra is giving away $1 million worth of FIFA World Cup 26 tickets and prizes. Enter now at michelobultra.com/superior access/FIFA World Cup 26. Michelob Ultra FIFA World Cup 26 superior access. No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 21 plus begins on December 1st, 2025. Ends on July 31st, 2026. Multiple entry periods. Visit www.michelobultra.com/superior access/FIFA World Cup 26 for free entry deadlines, prizes, and details.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? All right. Bring a date, your team, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
For folks who haven't seen it, you personally hunt down the single worst seat in every stadium you visit. Whose idea was this, and what is the worst seat you've ever sat in?
So when I was still in high school, I was on a family trip to Yankee Stadium. We'd go to a game every summer. I found a seat at the new Yankee Stadium only a couple years after it was built that was fully behind a support column.
Started as a kid with a team to believe in. Every win and loss left my heart still beating. Year after year through the rain and the sun, learning that faith is what makes us strong.
The kick is up, and the kick is good afternoon, and welcome back to the Super Fan Diaries. I'm your host, J.R. Green, recording from our studios on Broadway in downtown Nash Vegas, bringing you the biggest sports, the biggest moments, and the biggest fans, celebrating passionate sports figures and their unique stories. Yes, legends. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share your own game day traditions or stories online. Today, we have a guest who has done something most of us only dream about. I'm J.R. Green, and this is the story about a kid from Massachusetts who looked at a map of 30 Major League Baseball stadiums and said, you know what? I'm going to go to all of them. Before the content, before the 5.8 million, let's just round it up to 6, TikTok likes, not sure views, but likes, folks. Before the cheap seat series, the ballpark food reviews, the uniform deep dives, there was just a kid from Massachusetts whose father had an entire room dedicated to the New York Yankees, floor to ceiling. And who caught the bug hard? He's a sports nerd by his own admission, creating content nobody asked for that apparently everybody wanted. Ladies and gentlemen, from Massachusetts, Cameron Guzzo! Welcome to the show, Cameron.
Thank you. That was an electric intro. I don't think I've ever had that before. I like that.
Well, you deserve it. I mean, anybody that's willing to do what you've done and as creatively as you've done. I mean, the cheap seats things is, I literally, as soon as I started reading about you and I saw that, I was like, I cannot wait to get to talk to Cameron because it's like America dream. I mean, it's like everyone always talks about the Bugattis, you know, the Pagattis, the Lamborghinis, the beautiful VIP seats right on the field, right behind home plate. Nobody's talking about the seats up at the very top of the rafters. And you, my friend, have created a brand all amongst yourself in that world, which I think it's pretty amazing. So, Cameron, I have to start with your dad because you described him as having an entire room dedicated to the Yankees, similar to your backdrop that we all love. And we're going to make sure to show pictures on Super Fan Diaries for all of y'all that are listening to the podcast today. Floor to ceiling. Paint that picture for us. What does that room look like? And can you send us pics so we can be sure to share on superfandiaries.com of your dad's room as well?
Yeah, I can. It's ever since I can remember. There's a room similar to the size of my office here. One of the walls, floor to ceiling, with photos from Yankees magazine. So like his era, the 80s and 90s, all those guys.
Yeah.
His favorite player was Don Mattingly, so he's on there a bunch. Got Jeter and Rivera and all that. So that's one wall, bunch of framed photos, all the vintage stuff. Yankees fan through the 90s. There's a lot of cool things to be had there for sure. World Series mementos and stuff like that. Then big TV, couple couches. It's kind of a Yankee fan dream. I countless hours have been spent by the both of us watching games in there for sure.
Well, I have to say, of all the Yankees fans that are out there, you're the first on our show, which is a big deal. Of all the super fans out there that I know that, thank you all for applying to be on the show. And I know we're going to make sure to include you guys in our blog and everything else. But yes, Cameron, you popped up. I think the producers immediately put you to the front of the line and said, we've got to interview you. because we need to be able to share some wonderful stuff about Yankees. Hey, the season's, rocking in here, and we couldn't beat it. But the odd part about this is you grew up in Massachusetts. As a Yankees fan, I have to imagine that was not always the most comfortable situation. I mean, what was it like being a Yankees fan in Red Sox country?
It's definitely weird. I like to say that I grew up as a very reserved Yankee fan. So
you had to be. I mean, literally, you're describing like a Michigan fan living in Columbus, Ohio.
Exactly. Yeah, like anytime I go to Fenway, I have my Yankee stuff on, but like I get antagonized. It's Fenway Park, but like I am not the one to talk crap. Like I'm not trash talking. I'm kind of more to myself, but I guess I've been conditioned to be that way. But
well, you're a gentleman.
Yeah, I try to be with it at least, but I also think it's kind of cool. It's like a me against the world kind of thing, like being a Yankee fan, just supporting them out here. So it's not as bad as you'd probably think. I live in the western part of the state, so it's not as crazy as living in Boston. But
no, it's actually some rural hospitals out that way. I mean, there's some pretty rural areas out there in West Massachusetts.
Exactly. I'm pretty much like a little over an hour from Boston. Got nice scenic drives, especially in the fall. It's pretty great. So I love living here. Obviously, I chose to keep living here after my parents. So
I love it.
But
it's
cool.
All right. Well, your love for baseball came from your dad, but you said your love for other sports came more gradually. What sport came next, and what pulled you in?
Next was hockey for me. I live pretty close to Springfield. There's a minor league team that was there, so getting to go to games for them was pretty cool. And I love playing knee hockey in the basement and stuff like that. So that one came pretty naturally to me. Basketball too. Grew up watching UMass games, and then I went there too. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I support them pretty heavily. Football didn't come till much later. I felt like I just, with the social media age and everything, felt like I was kind of missing out on football. So I got myself into that in the last couple of years, and it's been pretty fun.
Well, now you've mentioned on social media the Buffalo Bills. So how did you put yourself into becoming a member of a mafia? And if you listen to our show, we've actually had a great opportunity to interview the founder of the the Buffalo Bills Mafia, and that fan base is one of the top fan bases in the country. So how'd you pick them?
So as a Yankee fan, I obviously had my gripes with Red Sox fans, and I think that kind of trickled into like the Patriots fans too, just with all the winning they were doing when I was growing up. I kind of just didn't like it. So when I started watching football, I found it as like a good opportunity to be able to pick my team. I wanted somewhere I could drive to games. Buffalo's not too far of a drive from me. And then also a team that's never won a Super Bowl, so I could be a part of that first one.
Gosh, I thought they could have it in the past couple of years. It's been like, I tell you, I'm not a Bills fan, Cameron, but like a lot of people are cheering for them. We want them to win.
Yeah, it's kind of like the heartthrob story the last couple of years, but those are the two criteria I had. I landed on the Bills. I went to a game pretty short after I made that decision and took in the whole tailgate experience, everything, and I could not have made a better choice. It's been really fun so far.
But you skipped out on the Jets, which could have been another really awkward opportunity living in Massachusetts.
Exactly. I don't know if I ever had that thought cross my mind, to be honest.
Poor Jets.
I know.
All right, switching to baseball. At what point did you look at all 30 MLB stadiums and say, I'm going to do this, all of them? Was that a plan from the start, or did it snowball?
Yeah, I was really, it was as long as I can remember, I've had that goal. It might have been playing MLB The Show and just seeing all the different stadiums and watching the Yankees every night and seeing them that way. But I've always been super passionate about stadiums. I just love how baseball stadiums in particular, how unique they are. Everyone's got their own quirks, and first couple that I went to in my life, I was like, this is awesome. I really want to make this my goal. My original goal was to see all 30 before I turned 30, and then being able to make the content and earn some extra money there, I was able to accomplish it a lot sooner. So
that is amazing. I mean, that is well, you just answered part of my question, which was walk me through the logistics of getting to all 30. How long did it take, and how did you fund it? It sounds like you were able to fund it all before you turned 30 with your social media, but did you go alone? Did you drag some good buddies with you?
So I probably had between 5 and 10 before I finished college. That was just living in the Northeast. There's a bunch in the area that I can drive to over the summer. After I started making content, I went to a lot of them with my then girlfriend, now wife. She works
There
at
you
a school,
go.
so
I
she's
didn't know where
able
you were going to
to.
go. So you just said girlfriend, but now ex-girlfriend. It could have gone either way, but you said
Yeah.
wife. That's great to hear. That means she loves what you do.
Yeah, I hope so. She definitely has a good time following me around, but she works at a school, so we're able to go a lot of different places in the summer. And I just realized with money coming in from content, it's obviously not crazy amount at first, but every cent I made for the first couple of years, I reinvested it into making videos. So
Love it.
money that I make, I could spend that on a trip, and I can make more videos to go on my profile. So that was kind
You're
of my
following the
motivation.
Beast protocol. That's what Mr. Beast said. Just keep reinvesting. Don't take it.
Right.
Don't go spend money on cars. Keep reinvesting. Make something big.
Right. That it's funny you mentioned that. Him saying that is part of the motivation for me doing that. It seemed like good advice at the time, and I guess it was. So I was able to accomplish it a lot quicker than I thought, and had so much fun along the way. And I'm still going back in my second, third, fourth visit to these ballparks and having a great time too.
So much fun. And you're able to obviously provide and build great content. So what was the very first stadium you visited as a part of the mission? And what was the moment crossing off that last one felt like? Tell me the beginning and end.
So I went to Yankees, Mets, and Red Sox a few times as a kid before I was like on that mission. I think the first one was I was still in college. I planned a road trip with my little brother. We went DC, Baltimore, Philly.
How much younger is he than you?
He's 2 years younger than me.
Okay, you got.
Yeah, we grew up alongside each other throughout our childhood. Both as huge.
You're not
baseball
Irish
fans.
twins. You got one
No.
extra year. So you're not Irish twins. You got 2 years, which means you're not totally killing each other.
Exactly. And yeah, it felt like we were twins growing up with like how we were had all the same interests, everything like that. But did a week going to those ballparks, and that was kind of the start of like getting that rush. We did like tours where you could walk on the field, and we're like, man, this is so cool. Like, got to keep this going. And it's funny because that trip had probably like 2 or 3 games that got rained out. Like, it was kind of a disaster on the logistics side, but we got through it and had a fantastic time. And that kind of gave me the motivation to keep going forward with it.
And your last one? What was the last stadium you visited?
San Diego last year. It's a great spot to end it off on.
Yes, it is. You can't go wrong in Diego.
Yep.
All right, folks, that's the end of the first inning. Don't go anywhere. Grab a ballpark snack. Maybe check out Cameron's rankings on YouTube. And we'll be right back with Cameron Guzzo.
Started as a kid with a team to believe in. Every win and loss left my heart still beating.
Welcome back. We are back with Cameron Guzzo, the man who has been to all 30 MLB ballparks and lived to tell about it. Cameron, now it's time to talk about Cheap Seat. That's right. For folks who haven't seen it, you personally hunt down the single worst seat in every stadium you visit. Whose idea was this, and what is the worst seat you've ever sat in?
So when I was still in high school, I was on a family trip to Yankee Stadium. We'd go to a game every summer. I found a seat at the new Yankee Stadium only a couple of years after it was built that was fully behind a support column.
Stop it. Hold on. Stop.
Yeah.
There is a seat that just literally has a column in front of you. How is that legally allowed to be sold?
At a stadium that was built in 2009. So that really like got my brain going.
Yankees, come on.
I know. It's actually more common than you'd think in the newer stadiums, but that really got my gears turning. This is years and years before I made content. So when that memory clicked when I was when I was in Minnesota for the first time at that stadium, that memory came back to my brain. I was like, oh, this is a great idea. I got to keep this going. And right away it stuck. People seem to love it. I get recognized a lot as the worst seat guy. So.
Yeah, I mean, people know. I mean, literally, I talked to people here in the studio, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, we all know Cameron. Yes, of course."
Yeah. So yeah, it's cool. It's fun because anywhere new, I can always do it. It's kind of an evergreen kind of format for content.
Every time. Well, I know you're going to probably come to Nashville because we have a new stadium coming next year, at least for the NFL. Yep. And I already know because I got my season tickets, and I already know there's going to be issues because the field that they originally, created wasn't necessarily able to fit football, meaning soccer. So the soccer stadium, I know I said football, threw people listening off going, JR, God, we know you don't know a lot about sports, but now you've taken it over the edge. No. Football, meaning over in Europe, or in South America, but the bottom line is soccer, it wasn't built to be perfectly set up for soccer. And when the World Cup or another event comes back, it was going to create pandemonium because everyone's like, we're going to want to have a big event in the Nashville indoor stadium. So there was a lot of hubbub, a lot of concern. So if they made that level of mistake early on, you know there's going to be some pillar right there in front of you. So what kind of discount do you get on these seats when you get that pillar?
It's really hard. I think a lot of the stadiums don't actually sell them. I know some of the ones at Fenway Park that are right behind support columns, they don't actually get sold. I'd hope you get a discount. I've yet to have I've been to so many games. I've yet to have one where I wind up behind somewhere by accident, but that'll be a funny day if that ever happens.
Well, the only thing I can think of right now as you're talking, and for all the Tennessee fans and really country music fans, there's a theater called the Ryman Theater. Now, this is the original, most famous theater, probably I would argue, in the world in terms of music, because the Ryman is where, that's Elvis, this is Dolly, this is the original, they'd call it Grand Ole Opry singing house. There are pillars that are literally, because it's church pews, right? So there's pillars throughout, and there literally absolutely are real seats that you will buy. And you will pay premium. And you literally have a giant column in front of you. So you're just, I know because I saw Kenny Rogers perform there, and I got one of these seats. I didn't know you at the time, or I would have definitely Instagrammed you and said, "Oh, Cameron, I've got a seat for you to come down and look at."
You know what's funny, and also on the Tennessee train of thought, is I was at Graceland last year for my sister's birthday. And there's the Elvis Theater in there. There's a seat that I was like, this is so perfect. I almost made a video about it. I probably should.
Elvis would have gotten a ton of views, Cameron. Go back and do it.
I know.
All right. Let's also switch to something else besides bad seats, bad food. I've got to know, what's the single greatest thing you first have ever eaten at a stadium? First, let's go there. I want to know the single greatest food you've ever eaten at a stadium.
Single greatest is tricky. Oh man. In San Diego, they have these nachos that are it's otherworldly. Yankee Stadium, they have a steak sandwich, Lobel's steak sandwich that's pricey, but it's well worth the money you get.
Yep. Everything's pricey. Let's just back up. You're going to pay premium at any conference, any arena you go to
these days. But now that my memory's being rejogged. Single best thing I had last year in Atlanta at the All-Star game, MLB All-Star game, $99 tomahawk steak that came with a big loaded baked potato. Oh my gosh, I think that was the best by far that I've ever had.
So before, obviously, sometime in the show, so just start thinking about it right now. I'm going to ask you, what's the single worst food you've ever had at any arena in the world? But hold it. What I
have that
next,
one locked in already.
You're ready. But before we get to that one, what is a food item that looked amazing on social media? We've all seen it. And then we're like, this is going to be amazing. But then when you ate it, you're like, oh, this is horse trash. This is horrible.
Honestly, I haven't had that experience too much.
Okay.
I've had it the other way around where something online, you're like, oh my gosh, how is that ever going to be good? And it's pretty decent. Like in Toronto, they have the cotton candy fries. It's literally cotton candy on top of French fries. And I tried it for the video. I was prepared to be disgusted, and it was pretty good. Like, I was pretty surprised. I don't have it go the other way too often, though.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is and things of bad food, you just jarred my memory. You're making me think of some things. Our family had to go to Florida. Not had to. We were going to Florida vacation, but it was during COVID. Couldn't get on a plane, and we had to take a very long drive. And on the way there, we went to Popeyes. Now, Popeyes is known for great chicken, Cameron. That's what you buy when you go to Popeyes. But when I walked in, I saw this sign that said deal on a fish sandwich. And I don't know why, Cameron, because I love filet of fish at McDonald's. So I saw this and I was like, you know what? Maybe Popeyes could do pretty good like filet of fish does at McDonald's. Let me just tell you, one bite of that thing from Popeyes, done. I was done. I mean, it totally slowed our entire trip to Florida down. Don't eat fish at Popeyes. Sorry about that, Cameron. So I digress.
It's even a little scarier of a thought in Tennessee. You're landlocked there.
Yes, you're land totally. All right, let's jump to uniform design, because you also do incredible breakdowns, custom concepts, and my son, 13 years old, digs it, right? He is all about uniforms. I know Oregon football is obsessed, thanks to Nike, who gets a tax write-off for NIL giving. A little bit unfair there, but we'll go on. So their looks are amazing. Now, pretty much all college teams now are into this world. You are obviously taking on this passion as well. Where'd that passion for you come from for outfits, for the incredible custom designs?
I'm not exactly sure. I've been passionate about uniforms for as long as I can remember. I don't know exactly where it comes from, but I think when MLB started coming out with the City Connect designs, all the
Yeah.
unique looks, that's when it really like something clicked for me, and I was like, oh, this is like really cool. Like baseball is obviously so traditional, you don't see new uniforms very often,
No.
but just it got my brain moving about the different things that teams could
Yes.
do, that teams have done. So yeah, I love it. It's really fun seeing these days all the new uniforms get released, and there's obviously a lot of bad ones. It's kind of a
Oh, there's some
quantity
rough
over
ones. It's a
yeah,
rough
so
ones.
quantity over quality thing sometimes with it. But I've started a jersey collection of my own. I have almost 100 here in the closet right in front of me, and I collect hats, MLB hats too. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I just love it. I love how unique everything can be, and especially these days, it's kind of like the golden age for new uniforms.
Well, it's like art. I mean, like, you think about the 100, you just mentioned 100 uniforms. Now, fast forward 50 years from now, you're going to potentially have 200 of the coolest designs. And I've got an idea for you, Cameron. All you have to do is give it to your mom, or there's other people. I know in Tennessee, they make these quilts. You give them all those jerseys, and they're going to make basically an incredible quilt with every one of them. And you could probably sell that for thousands of dollars on eBay.
Yeah, my wife's teaching herself to sew right now, so we already have a full huge pile of UMass t-shirts from our time as students there, so that's on the docket already.
I'm telling you, my mom made one of those when I graduated Little College. It had every one of my frat and all of my different designs of all the events I went to while I was at college at TCU.
Yep.
So it was a lot of fun. All right, you now have 45,000 YouTube subscribers, 125,000 Instagram followers, and 6 million TikTok likes. And for those listening, because I know we have a wide range of demographics listening to the show, I just want y'all to know to get to 6 million likes is not the views. There are a lot of people that get millions of views. Likes is another story, and that is incredibly impressive. You describe content creation as opening doors in the sports world that you never thought were possible. What is the most unexpected door that has opened for you so far?
I think my first like inkling of, oh, I'm doing something really cool is when a company invited me to the MLB All-Star game. I got to go to the home run derby and everything just to make a video about it. That was kind of like the whoa, this is real moment for me. I think it's really come together this year in a way that it hasn't the last couple of teams reaching out and brands, and Fanatics sends me all kinds of jerseys and random stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really cool, like the way that my content is perceived behind the scenes, I guess it's not something I thought about. I was just doing it because I'm passionate about it and I love it, and it makes me happy, gives me some kind of purpose. But everything that's come from it I'm so grateful. I could not imagine my life taking the twists that it has to now.
I love it.
It's
I absolutely
incredible.
love it. You had the courage and confidence to go out there and build it and do this, Cameron, and now it's coming full circle. What about sneakers? Now, I know we just talked about uniforms, and you just jarred my thought process right there before that question of sneakers. I've gone to SneakerCon. I've gone to these events. It is a big deal. I mean, I don't know if you're able to resell some of those jerseys you bought for 5 times what you paid, but when you buy one of these little Jordan called, like, I don't know the names of them, you could think of, I think my son wanted to get a pair called Alaska. I mean, I don't even know what's going on here anymore, but you buy a pair of shoes and they're worth more if you don't wear them. Oh my gosh. And he made me, for these Travis Scotts that I bought, because I got a deal on them, a super big time deal. He made me put these, a piece of plastic that goes at the front of the shoe so it doesn't wrinkle. So it doesn't, what's that called, Cameron?
I know people don't like their shoes creasing.
They don't want to. So it's like a decreaser. I'm like, I'm not wearing a decreaser. It cuts my feet. Why would you ever wear that?
Yeah.
So have you started to collect sneakers as well, or just jerseys?
I haven't. I have a few pairs. I have one pair of Jordans that's the same color as the walls of the room behind me that I really like. I break them out every once in a while. I'm not as much of a sneakerhead though.
That's good. You're going to save a lot of money. Your wife greatly appreciates that, because all the money you're making in socials would be gone pretty quickly.
You're not kidding.
All right. You said something earlier, and you just said something right there, because we talked about family. You said something that stuck with me, that you barely watch the shows or movies because it's just always sports. I respect that deeply, but holy cow, there are some amazing movies out there. As a kid, I was that guy hanging out at the rental Blockbuster, watching as many movies as possible on my VHS. What's a typical weekend like yours look like? No Netflix, no Amazon, folks. Just so y'all listen, Cameron here is not a movie kind of guy, not a social kind of guy like that. He's all into sports.
I am, and I think a lot of people don't fully understand like my behind the scenes of what's going on because I still work a day job, so I have that 40 hours a week.
You really do? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing? What's your day job, by the way?
I'm a civil engineer, so I design highways by day.
God, you're smart. That's the key. I mean, like that's awesome. That is good for you, by the way. You got your degree at UMass. You became a civil engineer, which means you are a very intelligent person. And now you also have this wild social media role in sports. Yeah. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's my day job, 40 hours. I definitely work over 40 hours in content. So I'm pushing 80-hour weeks, and then especially it picks up during baseball season, the travel on top of it. I was just in the last week and a half in New York, Baltimore, and Chicago on all separate trips, just trying to juggle everything together. I just bought a house, and now the yard work is crazy. I don't have any free moments in my life.
I know yard work, my man. I know, but by the way, I will tell you the good thing about yard work is it's healthy for you, man.
Oh,
I mean, when you go out there and do the weeds, I can't stand weeds. But you know what? Getting out there and pulling them, I watch my little watch thing here, and it says, like, you've had a full workout today, and all I did was pull weeds for 30 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, that and doing laps around stadiums is pretty healthy, which is good. So I don't have much time for anything else.
Now, I'm going to pivot on you right here. Civil engineer, sports advocate. You've been to every stadium. Is there a role? I mean, obviously you love your job you have now, but is there a role potentially with designing stadiums? Because it would seem to me that you would be catbird seat of someone the world could depend on in designing the most perfect future stadiums.
It's funny you brought that up because in high school we had this little career fair of sorts kind of thing. And I always thought I wanted to be an architect because my dream was to design stadiums. Because I just had the passion for stadiums. That was kind of my dream. And I talked to somebody who said more of the design process is being a civil engineer for stadiums. Yeah. And it's kind of more integrated that way. So that's why I got into civil engineering. I realized that I was not a structural, like big, like calculations guy like that. Yeah. And I really enjoy driving. Obviously I drive a ton for travel. I love travel, and passion that I had. I was like, oh, I can do this. It's something that I feel knowledgeable about. I get some enjoyment out of it. So that's kind of my arc there. But it did start with stadium design. That's what I thought I wanted to do.
All right. Well, in speaking with stadium design, of what, back in the high school, if you pick where's Cameron going to end up? It's now time for my favorite part of the show, Desert Fan Island, Cameron, which means we're going to take you to pretend, let's just go to Yankee Stadium right there by yourself on an island, Staten Island, and there's Yankee Stadium on Staten Island. Just make it up, baby. And it's all basically just you and the entire stadium on the Jumbotron. You get to watch one movie on repeat. You get one musical artist, group, or single individual, one ballpark food, pick wisely because you're here for a while, one drink, and one person. Are you ready? Number one, I know you don't watch a lot of movies, so this should be easy. Just pick one you know. What's one movie you're going to be watching?
Let's go with The Sandlot. That's my favorite baseball movie. So.
Everyone loves that movie.
Yeah.
It's a classic. All right, one musical artist.
I sneaky am a big Sabrina Carpenter fan.
I know. Made my daughter actually want to listen to the show. Thank you, Cameron.
So I have to go with her.
All right, one ballpark food. And you know a lot. I don't think there's ever been a guest on our show that's tasted every food from every stadium in the entire country. You get one. What is it? This is a big deal, folks. Everybody listening, this is a big deal.
I mean, that tomahawk steak from Atlanta should count, right? They sell it at a ballpark, so.
Absolutely.
I'll go with that one.
Done. All right, one drink.
Lemonade. I'm a big lemonade guy. Nice crisp glass with ice. Can't beat it.
I have a feeling this is going to be an easy one. One person.
My wife. She's been my rock. She was with me before content. We met in college, so she's been there through it all.
She's done. That's easy.
She's got to be there.
That was too easy for you. All right. Yeah. Bonus question. You get one stadium, any stadium in the world, to build your island. Which stadium are you going to be in?
Wrigley Field. That's my number one ballpark by a lot. It's just, it feels magical in a way that other stadiums don't to me.
Yep. It is. It's magical. You know, I had on our show Ben Zobrist, obviously a legendary Cub. And I think, you know, for him, you know, you had to ask the questions. He loves all these stadiums, Kansas City, Wrigley, but I don't care who you are. And to go to Wrigley at that opportunity to walk into that community park and then you go in the stadium, it's just like, it's priceless. It's priceless.
It is.
All right, folks, quick break. Don't go anywhere. Leave us a review. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we're coming right back with the buzzer beater. Welcome back. It's the final stretch with Cameron Guzzo, the man who has sat at the cheapest seats in every stadium, not the front row, not the suites, the highest seats in the world, and yes, without an oxygen mask. Cameron, you're still working through the NFL and the NHL stadium list. One quick question. Of all the stadiums you visited, is there a difference in the fandom between an NFL, NHL, NBA? Is there any difference that you've seen having visited so many different parks?
There is. MLB is day to day at the stadium much more casual. Like I think there's a lot of people like in a given city that'll say, "Oh, let's just go to the ball game," kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the most regionalized and like online. I feel like it's so passionate. That's not a knock on baseball in any way.
Yeah. No.
That's
That's the
so
passion.
many games. There's just so many games. It's bound to happen. NFL, super passionate. I mean, it's the tailgate culture and everything, like only having 8 or 9 home games. Like it's really intense, especially compared to baseball. NHL, I feel like, has the most like consistently their fan base, if that makes sense. Just like everybody has jerseys in the crowd. Like everybody's dialed into the players on the ice.
It's smaller
like, it's really,
too. I mean, it's usually a smaller audience. I mean,
yeah, it's like similar to baseball, but it's more intimate and almost seems more passionate just with less games there. So it is cool seeing the difference in all of them. NFL scares me a little bit. Just I'm more of a slower paced guy. I don't really drink or anything like that, so it can be pretty intense, but it's all so fun, and I love how different it feels every city around the country.
You went to UMass, so you know you've experienced the NFL, you've experienced obviously the MLB. College stadiums. Have you been to see the difference between like Big Ten and SEC? Have you ever had that opportunity yet?
I haven't. It's something that is on the bucket list, and that will happen. I think the only
as soon as you get done weeding, okay, you got to get done weeding first and mowing the lawn, and then you can make that happen.
Yeah, I got to get the house and the property in shape first. But I think I've only been to one Big Ten stadium. I went to Nebraska last year.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's at least watching on TV from everything I've seen, it's pretty wild. Just like the passion and everything like that. I wish college football was bigger in the Northeast. I want my school to be in on that too, but who knows if that'll ever happen. But it's cool. It's definitely something that I'll explore, especially after I get finished with all the NFL stadiums, and I want different experiences.
No, there's no question, because then I can't wait to have you the guest in like 2 years back to be able to explain to everybody that's watching, of someone that's visited every NHL, every major league, every NBA, every college. And when I say college, there is a difference. I mean, you can go to colleges that have football stadiums smaller than Waco, Texas high school football stadium.
Right.
Right. And so when you go to SEC, I've had an opportunity, not anything near what you've done, but to go to the NFL and the college game. The only thing I can tell you, Cameron, is to prepare you. The college, it does feel that you obviously have a lot younger audience because you have students. Right. And that student element, like if you watch even basketball, like the Duke Crazies, that passion just fuels an entire arena, and you feel it. Sometimes they get a little inappropriate, so I don't know if you're going to like it, but it is definitely a wild one. All right, so think about this. Down the road, is there a finish line, or does this just keep going?
It's funny. I was talking to my wife recently about this, and I'm such a completionist, if that makes any sense. Like,
yes, totally does.
I had the 30 ballparks. Has been my goal.
30 by 30. Your own 30 by 30, Cameron.
Got a tattoo about it and everything. I just loved it so much. I'll get all the North American stadiums, NFL, NHL, that kind of thing. Depending on where my life goes down the line, maybe my final frontier will be seeing every country in the world, something like that. Like I love traveling.
Why not go to every, soccer stadium? I mean, you could hit, soccer is so big in cricket, having traveled internationally. I mean, you go and visit these cricket games. First off, it takes 4 days. Let's just time it out.
Yep.
I don't have 4 days to go watch a game, but they do in India. They do love it in Australia. But, obviously soccer is a huge one over there. So I could see you creating, potentially a career out of becoming this reporter who visits all of these different pieces. And I mean, if that's the case, I'm going to have you on Superfan Diaries all the time. Hey, coming to us right now is Cameron Guzzo from New Zealand.
Yep. Yeah. My long-term goal, I want to do a Premier League tour in England.
Yes. See,
I want to do a tour of the Japanese baseball stadiums some point in the near future. I think that'd be really cool.
That one you have to do before soccer, because that ties into who your brand, I think, right now is, because you're the major league. You've visited all those parks, done the worst seats. Japan's got some terrible seats too.
Oh yeah. And I've with the Winter Olympics, I've been trying to brand myself as an Olympics creator too. So I'm going to be all over LA when that comes in 2 years. I already have some tickets already. So the possibilities are really endless. I'm not just a baseball creator at the end.
I love it. Don't just get pigeonholed. I even did it accidentally. I was like, just stick to Japan and do the baseball, but you got to be open. You got to take advantage of your celebrity status. All right, you're building something, Cameron, that sits at the intersection of fandom, travel, and media. What do you want Cameron Guzzo to mean in the sports content world 5 years from now? A little bit of a deep question for you.
Yeah, I've been trying to nail this down recently. I used to be just baseball experience creator kind of thing. And now it's more, I think I've settled on exploring sports fandom and culture.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, just kind of overarching of what it means to be a fan, just all the different cultures you have, and just not even cities, but countries all around the world. And I just love how sports brings people together. It's really incredible. And it's something that, like, the worst things could be going on around the world, but we still have this that we can come together and kind of celebrate and be friendly with one another. It's really cool to me. And I just want to explore it as much as I can.
No, I think it's wonderful. And, one thing I always mention on these shows is that by being a sports fan, it actually means you have better mental health. I mean, it's documented from the American Psychiatric Association. If you did any research on my background, obviously it's a lot in behavioral health and leading a large mental health company for years, over a decade and a half. And what you've learned is that fandom, because of belonging and the opportunity of social creatures, we want that. It is incredibly healthy. Even when we lose, and I know you feel the same way when the Yankees lose, it stings, but you have the ability to wear that Yankees hat in Japan when you go, and you're going to have people that say, Yankees, and it gives you pride. And I think that, I think it's there. All right, thinking about other people. If someone is listening right now and they have a crazy fan goal, whatever it is, you've created one to where their future is to be fitting, what I'll call sitting, not fitting, but sitting at the cultural hub of knowing so much, because you're going to be an absolute expert. All 30 Major League Baseball stadiums, all 32 NFL venues, whatever their goal is, what do you want to tell them?
Just have fun. Like, the experience is incredible. And I mean, I talk so much about my goal of getting 30 ballparks before I'm 30. Like, obviously that's in the background, but just every stop you make, just enjoying it as much as possible. It's not just checking a box. It's like really exploring and kind of absorbing everything that's happening. And obviously everybody has their own financial situations and whatnot, but there are ways to do it and not break the budget.
You've proven it.
Yeah,
the cheapest seats in the house, folks, and it's plenty good right there. You can still watch the game and enjoy it with the worst seats in the house.
Exactly. There's ways to do it, just checking off. Maybe it's 1 or 2 a year, something like that, but it is well worth it at the end of the day. Just not only the stadiums and everything like that, but just traveling the country and seeing different perspectives and the world. It's really, really cool.
I don't think you could say it any better than that. Couldn't say any better than that. All right, it's time for the buzzer beater rapid fire. Okay, Cameron, quick answers. Mm-hmm. When I ask you the question, don't overthink it. What first comes to mind, and maybe one of these might be a repeat just to see if you say the same thing. Number 1, best Major League Baseball stadium you've ever visited?
Wrigley Field.
All right, you stayed consistent. The most underrated stadium that nobody talks about?
Maybe Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. I had such a great time there with the fountains and everything like that. It's really beautiful. It's a fun time.
I love it. All right. Yeah. Worst ballpark food you've ever eaten, and did it make you puke?
It was Rocky Mountain oysters at Coors Field in Denver.
What are you buying oysters in Denver for?
for the uninitiated, it's bull testicles, fried bull testicles. That's supposedly a Colorado delicacy. They were not good.
Oh,
I would not try them if I were you, but I had to do it. I had to make the video about it. So
your work required you. All right. Yankees or Bills? If they are both playing on the same day, same time, which one are you watching? And you're not allowed to watch both. Just one.
Ooh. I mean, I'm a bigger Yankee fan, but I'd say Bills just because there's only 17 games.
Yeah,
there's 162 Yankee games.
It gets right back to what you talked about with culture. There's 70-plus games of the major leagues. It can be more casual, daily activity. NFL, every game matters.
Exactly.
UMass hockey. They won the championship in 2021. Do they win again in the next 10 years?
Oh, I love that you brought them up. Not many times do I get to talk about college hockey, but
let's talk it.
I love it. I have my own, this is fully on the side. I have my own UMass hockey podcast called High Character. I doubt there will be too much overlap with the audience here, but that's like my passion project.
I love it. Another passion project. You've already got one. Now you have a subset. I like that, a subset.
Exactly. Yes. Greg Carvel, best coach in the country. They have their best incoming freshman class ever this year. Like, I think right now is the window. I think 10 years easily.
Wow. Done. Yeah, and we got you on recording. So you're going to be able to show this video right back to the team to say, hey, I believed in you guys.
Exactly.
Favorite uniform in all of sports right now?
Yankees pinstripes is my biased answer. Unbiased answer, I'd probably say the St. Louis Cardinals baby blue, head to toe baby blue fit. I think the red just pops. Their logo is incredible.
Yep. That's cool, man.
I think
the fact you know that, that's cool.
Yeah.
Best crowd atmosphere you've ever experienced?
Ooh.
Best crowd atmosphere.
It hurts me to say it. Day in, day out, it's Fenway Park. They really bring, whether they're...
You're right. It's great. I've been there.
Whether they're 20 games over or under 500, it's always the same. They're really intense. Like, it's a really cool atmosphere.
All right, one stadium still on your NFL or NHL list you're most excited to get to?
Ooh. It's harder for me with the NHL because they don't stand out as much. I've heard a lot of great things about Atlanta, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium with that cool roof and everything like that. So maybe that one or Seattle, just because I've heard a lot of cool things about the atmosphere.
I've heard it's just so loud. I want to get out there too.
Yeah.
Content creator you admire most in the sports world?
Now you're really putting me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot because I know you know a lot. The world wants to hear. What does Cameron Guzzo think?
Oh man. I hope I don't upset. I don't want to.
You're not going to upset anybody. This
so
is
many.
Just being authentic. It's fine.
I really love the content that Dan Sarmiento and his crew make. He's really young. He's younger than me, but it's just so polished and
what's his sport?
Baseball.
Okay.
He's a baseball guy. It's just really elite, like the editing and everything like that. And I take a lot of like kind of inspiration from them. And I think I was making content before them, so I think I'll give them the shout there.
Another deep question, because I like to do these.
Yeah.
When it's your time and you get to those beautiful pearly gates and they say, Cameron, you've had an amazing, blessed life. Visited every stadium on earth. You obviously made cultural impact. You did some crazy, insane things too. Mm-hmm. What are you asking for forgiveness for?
Ooh.
It could be something fun. Doesn't have to be tearjerker.
I don't know. I guess I will hope my life won't get to this. I want to make sure that I always prioritize my family through all of this. Like with my life getting as crazy as it is, like I'm sure I could spend more time with them already as it is, but that's a thing that's been on my mind a lot recently with how crazy my schedule has been. So I guess I'll go that direction.
I love it. And I think everybody listening feels the same thing. All right. Final question. What's the wildest thing you've ever done in the name of sports fandom?
Oh, man.
We want to know.
I'm not a wild child. Not a big risk taker or anything like that. I don't know. I would probably, this is going to sound so lame. Like
It won't sound lame.
I never in my life thought that I'd be a guy to get a tattoo, and I got a tattoo for visiting all 30 ballparks. So that's kind of like a big thing for me.
Wow. You have 30 tattoos all of every ballpark?
No.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
Today.
I was like, you got to show us.
One little logo on my leg. I just got it recently, so it's pretty recent
cool.
on my Instagram. But I'm not I guess just how crazy my travel is. I don't know. I don't think I have a good answer for you on that one. I'm not a.
Well, you made everybody think that you just did 30 tattoos, so our assumption is that you may have done that. So that's a good one right there by me.
There we go.
That's just the assumption. I love it. I love it.
That, then.
All right, where do our listeners find you and get to follow along your amazing journey?
Yeah, so I'm at Cameron Guzzo on Instagram and YouTube, at the ballpark on TikTok. Been trying to change that one forever, and they won't let me for some reason, but.
They're tough on that stuff. I know.
Yeah, but I specialize in the short form content. So Instagram, TikTok is the spot. I think I'm most frequent Instagram. So if you want to send me a DM there or see my stories, things like that, that's where I spend most of my online time.
Cameron, you started in a room full of Yankees memorabilia and love, and somehow turned that into a mission to see every stadium and to influence culture. Eat every ridiculous ballpark snack, and find the absolute worst seat in the house. And in doing all of that, you reminded the rest of us why we love this so much. It's not just about the game. It's the scene of fandom, the roar of the crowd, the guy next to you you've never met who somehow feels like family by the seventh inning. You are a super fan in the truest sense of the word. This is the Super Fan Diaries. I'm J.R. Green. Follow Cameron at Cameron Guzzo on Instagram and at the ballpark on TikTok. Subscribe, review, and nominate your favorite superfan. And remember, if you make one person smile today, you've had a great day. Make them laugh even better. Let's go!
We are